I wish employers had to disclose the truth why an employee left the job. Prior to receiving my current position, I asked why the position was available during the interview. I was given the standard canned answer. She decided to switch jobs. Okay, that's fine. What stinks is now that I am a bit established in the position and I'm seeing some red flags. I now am hearing from others that worked there the previous person felt abused by her coworker and left due to a mental breakdown because of it. I can absolutely see how my predecessor had a breakdown. This coworker is impossible and I'm not sure if I can tolerate it either. If employers were forced to tell the truth about why someone left, it would really humble them and maybe force them to crack down on toxic environments. I get the sentiment, but I don't realistically see a way this could be enforced practically. I wasn't honest with my last employer about why I left. As a young professional, I didn't want to burn my bridge or lose a reference by telling my boss they were the problem. They are probably telling new hires it's because they started to change my day-to-day responsibilities and redefine my role, and it was no longer a good fit for me. But that was just the final straw after months of their toxicity and poor communication. I went to work at a bank and asked about their turnover rate. We retain 95% of the staff that we hire. Lie, 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 lie. They were training me to lie to people. As soon as I felt completely immoral, I left. They were built on lies, and that's why, on average, people stayed less than a year. She must have only calculated people they fired. SMDH. Can I suggest a different solution? Perhaps companies like that should have to fire or at least disclose about their workers who abuse others at the company. Make it about the abuser. That sucks you're going through that though. The problem here is that what corporations and government do is lie. They lie about being a family. They lie about their mission, which is to suck up the value produced by workers before the workers even get a taste. They lie about inflation being our fault. Nothing stops a candidate to do their own referencing, reaching out to employees and ex-employees to find out what it is really like. About the only way I think they could accurately be tracked is if they have to label, add to staff, versus replacement hire, which in turn means basically you either assume the worst for replacement. Glassdoor is your friend. Look at the date of the entries and you may just figure out why the last person left. We are a family, looking for a rock star. This now translates to, toxic employer seeks wage slave. The previous employee doesn't have to disclose, and frankly, depending on what it is, that's infringing on the previous employee's right to privacy. As helpful as that may be, it's very easy for something like this to turn sour. I try to include something like this as an interview question somewhere in the process. How they respond can tell you quite a bit. Non-answers, acting stressed, fumbling over an answer can be enough of a red flag to see if anything else sort of raises red flags. I got burned by the same thing Op mentioned. I found out after I was working there how many people left due to the toxic environment and stress. So bad it was wrecking their health. I'm wishing the same. In one of my last interviews, the GM and team said the last guy was in the role for 11 years. He didn't move, get a raise, or change jobs for 11 years in a role that required a Bachelor of Science degree. He picked up more and more responsibilities over the years, and no raise in the pay band to reflect inflation, performance, or any sort of recognition. Jumped ship as soon as they said the very strict pay band was way below market average for my degree. At this point in time the salary is unlivable, especially in the town where the facility is located. 11 years ago it was perfectly fine, I guess. Whoa. This sounds like why I just left my last job. The poor new hire that I helped train before I left was feeling the same way. She saw why I couldn't do it, and didn't make her very hopeful for her future there. It's pretty obvious within the first week if it's toxic. It'll only get worse from there. I am going through something extremely similar right now. Last job I survived a layoff, but the department was doomed, so I was looking to jump ship. Got an offer that seemed better than an internal transfer to manufacturing. I took the new job offer. But yeah, same thing, I asked why this position was open. They lied about needing more manpower for an expanding business. I find out the guy I'm basically replacing rage quit. Walked into the big guy's office with a middle finger and left due to poor management. Really chaotic workplace. Already seeing all the red flags and lack of communication. No one directing traffic cause there was no engineering manager. They finally filled that position. But a project manager just put his 2 weeks in and the new engineering manager has to fill that role. Now, expanding business on the books with no spare moment to fix or implement better processes and older engineers that aren't great at mentoring or sharing knowledge. At least my cube mate is chill. I've seen some companies I recently interviewed with that tried to get in front of this question by stating that everybody left on good terms, of course. One of them also said this, that both our IT people left on the same day, and Glassdoor seems to state that this org had a lot of issues with letting people go for spurious reasons as well. I like the idea of asking why people left, but I figure any org that is toxic is going to lie their asses off about this. Hence the investigation. You are allowed to have boundaries and stand up for yourself. Don't let it get to that point.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.